Hey guys, we're going to be going over our Thanksgiving Day workouts. Remember, Thanksgiving as well as Friday are only going to be 9 a.m. We're just going to have one class those days with special workouts on each day. Okay, on Thursday, we're going to start off with warm-ups around 9 o'clock, and then we're going to hit Grace. Okay, so Grace is a benchmark workout of 30 clean and jerks for time. RX is 135 for guys, 95 for ladies. So we're going to have 10 minutes to do Grace. There's going to be a 10-minute cap, and then at 10 minutes, everyone is going to run a 5K. Okay, so we have a route, really good route planned out for that, for that Thanksgiving turkey trot. Okay, so a few tips as far as Grace and doing high volume clean and jerk at kind of a middle ground on weight. You always want to start out on this workout doing a hook grip. So that's going to save your forearms a ton by the end. Also, something you want to try and focus on is really dipping under the bar when you do your clean. Okay, so if you're just doing like a stiff leg power clean, you're coming straight up without re-dipping, that's going to tax your arms a ton and your back a ton. Okay, so at the end of Grace, normally for me, I feel it almost as much in my legs as I do anywhere else in my body, just because that little dip and then the push up overhead with the bar. The other thing that goes along with that dip is getting under it and then trying to go straight through the movement and straight up overhead with it. Try not to get to where you're doing the clean, stopping, and then re-dipping and going up. That's going to burn you out as well. So we want to do that clean dip with the press dip on that push press. You can do a jerk there as well, but I think that the push press is probably the best way to go. As far as scaling weight and whatnot on this, obviously we want to be done in 10 minutes. 135 is going to be a pretty good weight for most of you guys. 95 might be a little heavy for some ladies. But I'd say the next step down for guys would be 115 or 95, and the next step down for ladies would be 75 or 65, something like that. But you'll know we did a bunch of clean and jerks the other day as well at a fairly heavy weight. This should be a little bit lighter and a little bit more volume, right? So that's pretty much all there is for Grace. It's one of those workouts where when you set the bar down, you lose a lot of time. So you want to keep moving. There's not very many folks that are going to be trying to do 20 unbroken in a row of the 30. So what I'd recommend is always having your first set be the biggest. So, you can try and knock out 10 at a time. You can try and knock out 15 and get to that point. And then from there, do all singles. So do a big set and then all singles if you can. Or all singles from the beginning. I think that's going to take you a little bit more time. You're not going to be as fatigued at the end if you went all out. But I say do a big set up front and then just hammer away at the singles quickly. That'll be the best route on that. And then at 10 minutes, so it doesn't matter if you finish this in 2 minutes or 9:59. At 10 minutes, we're gonna run a 5K or row a 5K if you're a rower. So like I said, we have a good route picked out here. We'll talk about that tomorrow, and I'll draw a map for you guys and all that kind of stuff. When we're running a good distance, really anytime, you want to make sure that you're staying upright and keep your eyes up on the horizon. Okay, I know it sounds simple, but all of us have these tics where we look down, and then that cuts off our oxygen, and that really sucks. So we don't want to do that, especially when it's a little bit colder. You want as much air coming in as possible. No matter what, have some running shoes. I'd recommend. If you need to switch shoes, finish Grace faster, right? So you can switch. And then I'll always recommend having a playlist or something for running. It's kind of, for me, it gets a little bit boring out there all by yourself without listening to music. Running mechanics, looking forward, trying to stay as light as possible on your feet. It's a longer run than we would normally do, but I want you to try and hold your good mechanics, even if that slows you down in the beginning. And don't try and come out of the gate too hot. our route is mostly, the first half is mostly downhill. Coming back up is mostly uphill. Okay, so before we do that run, if you have time after Grace, doing a lot of hamstring mobility, stretching and whatnot, before Grace as well, tonight, after you watch this, try and get those hamstrings loosened up. Yeah, and just get after it. Try and have some fun. It's just a 5K. Grandmas run their 5K, every year on Thanksgiving, so I think you guys would be okay. If you do need to run, or if you do need to row, that's okay. We'll get a rower set up. It's going to be the same distance on the rower. Not quite as fun as the run, but yeah, rower would be fine. Other than that, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Hope as many people, or I hope a lot of people can make it tomorrow. This is kind of a fun deal that we do every year. And we will get you out of here at or before 10, so you can go, finish cooking and get your day, get your Thanksgiving, and hang out with your families. But if I don't see you, happy Thanksgiving, and maybe we'll see you Friday.